Hi, everyone. I'm Kate McKay, high performance coach, speaker, and author. And I'm going to talk today on the peaceful power reset, all about how your peace, your center peace, is actually your superpower. Your peace is your superpower. Why do I say that? Well, I guess the first thing I want to ask you is, when was the first time or the last time that you remember feeling peaceful? When was that time where you felt peaceful? Can you remember when you really felt it deeply? I remember one day a couple years ago, I asked a friend of mine because she seemed really super uber stressed. And I was like, babe, when's the last time you felt peaceful? And there was a pregnant pause, like this big long wait. And she said, I can't ever remember. And I said, not when you were a kid? Not when you, no peace, never remembers it. And you know what? That kind of broke my heart, because I believe that the center of all of our greatness, of our clarity, of our purpose, of our drive, of our joy stems from a place of peace. You could call it God. You could call it whatever you want. But that's why I'm running this challenge, this 28-day challenge of coming on every day to talk about why peace matters so much on the peaceful power reset. Because if we can tap into the peace, we become so powerful. It's our superpower, to be truthful. So I wasn't always this way. I didn't always know this to be so true with such conviction until I lost my son, Will. And I talk about him a lot because he was awesome, and also because it's my way of keeping him alive and also teaching you the lessons that he taught me. So when he was like 19 or 20, he came up to me and he goes, Mom, I think I want to go to a monastery. And I was like, what? I was brought up Catholic. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I can have a son that's going to be a priest. Well, he was looking at a Buddhist monastery. And so Google Maps pinpointed one and in California, and that's where he went. And Will was always super calm and super chill. But when he came back, there was a different vibe about him. He was even more calm and more still. And it was pretty wild. I remember one time he had his cell phone and it dropped on the floor, and he picked it up and it was broken, like the thing. And he was like, and just stuck it in his pocket. That was Will's way. He never got hot under the collar. It was pretty cool. But you know, when he passed, uh, you know, I got cracked open. My life got completely dismantled. And what I realized was that in that moment, in the breaking up, I allowed that peace to infiltrate me because he modeled it for me. He was so chill. Anyone who knows Will knows what I'm talking about. He was a badass, but he was also extraordinarily chill. He was intense, but he had a vibe about him. And I decided that it was my honor that I could embody those qualities that my son had. Even though he wasn't doing it in bodily form, I'm still choosing to be that light of who he is and who he came here to be. It's pretty amazing. I feel really lucky. So this is what I want to talk about today, and why I'm bringing this up, because to be peaceful is, again, your superpower. So how do we tap into it? There's a couple different ways I want to share with you. I think it's really important. I can tell you a story. I can inspire you with different things. But if I'm not providing you tools, what good am I? Because I truly believe that we can tell our story, you and I. And the most important thing is to say, and these are the things I learned, or these are some suggestions, because we're here to light the way of others. And if there's certain lessons that you have that you're here to share, I believe it's our obligation to share those with others. So that's why I'm here talking about why peace is your superpower. All right, here's a couple different ways. Obviously, breathe. Breathe more. Breathe intentionally. Breathe. Be conscious of your breath. This morning I did breath work. I took a long breath in and out, and I was like, oh, dag, I don't even remember the last time I took an 8-count breath. It felt totally different. And it set me up for the day. Like, I still feel like, wow, that was a big breath. that relieved a lot of stress. That opened up a lot for me. So just breathe. Now that means breathe like intentionally with whatever you're doing in your life. If you have a moment, I always put my hand on my belly. You'll see me do that a lot when I'm talking about breath. I'm always like, all right, I'm breathing. That's just a habit from taking yoga and all kinds of other stuff. But breathing is one. But breathing also before you react to something. Someone says something rude to you, be like, wow, all right, let me center in. All right, that was rude. That's what was going on. It gives you that moment of pause. So your breath allows space to process. And that's number one. Number two is do something intentionally, like taking a walk or being out in nature and being present, because oftentimes our peace comes in being present, not in rushing, not in beating ourselves up over what we didn't do yet the day before, but being present in the moment. That brings us a lot of peace. And number three, 1, 2, 3, understand that you're worthy of that peace. And that means sometimes just doing things that allow you to be more peaceful. What are ways that you can care for yourself today that honors the gift of who you are and who you came here to be? There is this part that we think we have to sacrifice ourselves for other people. But if you're not chill and not peaceful in who you are, what level of value can you bring to others? You gotta want the peace, to be the peace. Do you want it? Do you want to feel more peaceful? And what would it be like if peace was what fueled your greatness? It fueled your clarity. It fueled your healing, your growth, your fulfillment, your joy, all of it. I say, let's try it out together. So again, remember this, please, my friends. I believe in you. And I truly believe that you have greatness within you. You do. And I see that for you. And until tomorrow, remember, peace is your superpower.